Hello, hello, my friends. Rounding out the candle reviews this week, I have Kringle Candles Bourbon Bonfire. Now, this is their standard 3-wick painted vessels, I would say. They're not hand painted. I do believe that there is a special machine that does this. However, I love this packaging. I will tell you that the colors on it are quite fun. And I've made it no secret that this 3-wick format is probably my favorite when it comes to Kringle Candle. This fragrance is actually not new to the Kringle lineup. However, I rave about this fragrance and I thought, well, since I love it so much, it's probably appropriate that I have a dedicated candle review for this candle. And truth be told, it's really not that old. This candle was introduced in the 2023 fall collection. And spoiler alert, this is my second. Is this my second one? I know I burned through one of these already last season. Maybe I burned through two of them. This candle did make my top 10 fall fragrances. And yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. So the fragrance notes on this candle are top notes of golden aged rum, Tennessee whiskey, mid notes of cinnamon sticks, crushed clove, base notes of cedarwood, sandalwood, smoked vanilla bean. The pour date on this candle is June 7th of 2023. Oh, June 7th. That was my mom's birthday. So again, this candle has been around for a little over a year, I would say, in terms of when it was poured. Kringle is one of those brands that I don't feel like they need as much curing time as say other brands like Hallmarks or Bath and Body Works. I feel like particularly with Hallmarks candles, excuse me, the longer that they sit, the stronger that they become. But I don't necessarily find that to be the case with Kringle candles. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that impacts the performance of this candle or not. All right, let's go ahead and talk about what my nose smells with this candle. I definitely smell the top notes of like a rum or a whiskey. So it's definitely a boozy fragrance. If you do not like boozy fragrances, you're not going to like this one. However, the boozy note in here is very much a sweet boozy note because by nature, rum and whiskey, they're not like a vodka, right? Or like a tequila that has a little bit like well, the fragrance notes are a little bit different. Fun fact, you guys, I actually don't really drink that much, but I have had enough of those like hard alcohols to know the difference. And my favorite is actually rum because it does kind of have that like sweeter, almost kind of, it's not really like kind of like a molasses or brown sugar type of accord to it. I like sweet things, and so it would make sense that even when it comes to alcohol, I like things that are a little bit sweeter. I will tell you that my nose does not detect a ton of cinnamon or clove in here, but what is really balanced out with that rum and whiskey note is a smoked vanilla bean. That base note of smoked vanilla bean, there is a slight smokiness to the candle. It's not as smoky as, say, Kringle Candle's Fireplace, or it's not smoky, say, like, it's not even as smoky as I would say, like, Bath and Body Works, like Pumpkin Bonfire, or what's another one? Winter Fireside from Homeworks. Those are a lot more smoky. Beach Bonfire, that's another one. That definitely has a more smoky accord to it. Whereas this is definitely like there is a smokiness to it, but it's a vanilla note in there that again lends kind of some neutrality and balance to the fragrance. So that way I don't feel like I'm in the midst of like I don't feel like I'm like smelling like a barn that's on fire that happens to have a bunch of whiskey barrels in it. That's not what I'm smelling here. My nose predominantly picks up on the rum and whiskey notes in here with a sweet balance of smoked vanilla bean and maybe just the tiniest hint of cinnamon stick. I do tend to notice also that when cedarwood is listed as a fragrance note in a lot of candles, particularly in like fall and winter fragrances, my nose does tend to like cedarwood, even if I don't necessarily smell like straight up cedar, like a cedar chest or something like that. Cedarwood is usually a fragrance note that my nose likes. Like I said, you guys, this fragrance has been one of my favorites now for over a year. I highly recommend the fragrance. And I know that I've told this story before, but I know not everybody watches every single one of my videos. But last fall, my kids had a project for school that was kind of like a little, like, they had to like come up with something to sell at our local farmers market, something relatively inexpensive. And so my kids decided to sell fire starters. I had mentioned that when I originally purchased the fall 2023 collection, Phoenix was going through a spell of like 2 weeks where we had near 120-degree temperatures. And you can only imagine the shape my candles arrived in when they had been sitting on a UPS truck in that type of weather. Yeah, they were completely melted. And thankfully, Kringle issued me a refund for that. But I, at the time, had the large 2-wick of this, just like a full thing of wax of it. And I was like, gosh, this smells so delicious. I hate to just like get rid of the wax. And yes, I have a candle crock. And so I had initially planned to just crock it. Well, what ended up happening was when my kids did this fire starter project, I thought, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and use some of the wax that I had from those candles on, go ahead and melt the wax and then pour them on the pine cones. And those fire starters sold out in like 45 minutes. And my kids had a lot of them. Like they had a lot. People were loving this fragrance. Obviously, they wanted to support the kids, but they were saying, oh my word, that smells so good. What is that fragrance? And so then I told them that it was this Bourbon Bonfire from Kringle. But yeah, that's just my little fun story. I do think a lot of people really, really are surprised by how much they like this fragrance. I think when you initially hear like Bourbon Bonfire, it can give some hesitancy. If you're really unsure about the fragrance, try it out in like a daylight or a wax melt first to see if it would be for you. But I am the type of person who likes fragrances like this. I generally, for the most part, like boozy fragrances. I also tend to like somewhat smoky fragrances. So I knew when this one was released that it was probably a safe bet for me to give it a try. Let's go ahead and talk about the performance of this candle. So I did mention in another candle review that I batch film a lot of these reviews. So this candle I actually lit outside to go ahead and get the wax pool developed prior to me filming this. And it is currently, oh, it's dropped down 1 degree. It is currently 106 degrees outside. So yeah, that wax pool is going to develop pretty deep, pretty fast with those types of temperatures. The wax pool usually does not get this deep that quickly inside my home, just to let you know. I do also have listed down below for all of you the layout of my home, ambient temperature, environmental factors, all of that kind of stuff. So that way you can compare my home to yours and see if the performance of this candle might perform the same way in your home. All right, now I'll lift up the candle here so we can see the wicks. Good strong wicks on these. I do feel like there was a period with Kringle. I want to say it was around like November or December of last year in 2023. I know it was when they released those ramekins, and then there were a couple of fragrances that were re-poured around that time that had been in 3-wick vessels, and there were some issues with the wicks at that point. I think that they were experimenting with new wicks. And we know that, within that time period, because I think that issue kind of carried over into the country line for the spring lineup, where they were dealing with some puny wicks. However, because this candle was poured before then, these wicks are performing standard to what I have come to know and expect from Kringle. These are, for the most part, self-trimming. I might trim off a little bit of that excess carbon residue that's on the end of these wicks. You can probably see that there. I'll probably just slightly trim those off, but good clean burn, no sooting. I'm not seeing big puffs of soot come up from this. Just what I come to expect from Kringle. In terms of strength and throw on this candle, this one is a solid 8 in terms of strength and throw. It fills up my open concept living room and kitchen. Does it reach all the way around into the bedrooms? No. But I also feel like this candle, it's not so heavy that if I were to want to burn this in the bedroom, which I do oftentimes burn this in my master bedroom, it's not going to become cloying or headache inducing or overwhelming. This is a very nice evening fragrance. I would slightly describe it almost maybe even as like a sexy type of fragrance. I don't know if I can say that. Maybe I'll be demonetized for saying that, but it's a very nice fragrance, I should say. And Yeah, I really, really enjoy this one. I like pairing this with a variety of other fragrances that I currently have in my collection. If you have the new warm and toasty fragrance, that combination is stunning. If you have Bath and Body Works Marshmallow Fireside, it pairs along nicely with that fragrance. I'm just trying to think. Any kind of like, if you have Bath and Body Works Palo Santo and Vanilla, we all know how much I love that scent. It's a really nice fragrance that I enjoy burning, particularly in the evening. And I also think that this is a good year-round evening fragrance. I don't feel like this is really um, pigeonholed into any one particular season. So obviously, you guys, 2 thumbs up from me for this candle. I do believe that the 2 wick might, I don't know if, well, I should say, I don't know how the 2 wick would perform, but in terms of the 3 wick, I get really, really strong performance out of it. So if you're planning to purchase this in the 2 wick format, just be aware that the strength and throw may not be as great just because the opening of the vessel and the lack of another wick could impact the performance on it. So please let me know your experience with this candle in the comment box down below. I do have a discount code with Kringle. It is Katie15. It will save you 15% off of your purchase with them. That is an affiliate code. My code, as well as any other ambassador or anybody else who says that they have a discount code with Kringle, those are affiliates that are eligible for a commission. So please only use them if you are comfortable doing so. I should be getting my Halloween part 1 order in this week. I actually think that I'm going to plan to film that and upload that video for you. I'm thinking I'm going to upload that video for all of you on August 15th because I know the next day Kringle will be releasing their part 2 launch. I will do a video covering the part 2 launch as well. So anyways, stay tuned for stay tuned for some videos because I have lots of fun candle content here. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel and hit that notification bell if you don't want to miss any of them. I do want to say thank you so much to you guys for just sticking around for a lot of reviews. I have a lot of reviews to put up here on my channel, especially like I said, and I think I said it in another video, but we just have, a lot of fall candles on the docket, and I'm trying to get timely reviews up for you guys um, before the season really officially hits, so that way you guys just have some information. So I'm starting to ramble like I always do. Please hit thumbs up if you found this video helpful. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today, and until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.